Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Prison Break. This is the third episode of the second season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in the link in the description below. Just click it, put the password in and enjoy. So last episode we had them on the run again. Nobody's safe. Police are still chasing after them. We've had people go their own way. You know, we've had Sucre, Sino and the Brutes there kind of going one direction. Didn't actually see where he went. And Michael and Lincoln, surprisingly, went in a direction where there's going to be a heavily guarded place, and that is a courtroom where LJ was, well, looked like he was going to get sentenced for the potential murder of his mum and his stepdad and the attempted murder of obviously Killerman. Now this is interesting because Lincoln, he called him up. He was pretending to be Nick Severin. He told him at Otis on the third, look to the right or something like that. Basically what he was hinting at is when they get to the third floor, get in the right elevator, which he actually managed to do as well. He paused when the left one come, tied his shoe, moved into the right one. Now this new agent figured out the plan. He ran in there as Michael and Lincoln opened up the vent to try and pull LJ out. He's grabbed him. Now they're in a toss-up, you know, he's trying to pull him down there, trying to pull him up. They've got a fake gun, it's not real. He knew that they couldn't actually do anything. They're not actually criminals. Well, Michael's not a killer. You might think that Lincoln is, to be honest, but he succeeded. Michael and Lincoln had to close the hatch and bounce and run. Now, Lincoln, in the whole midst of it all, has been shot, so he's bleeding out. The episode ended with basically this new FBI detective basically saying that, look, mate, we've got to wait. It's either two options. He'll bleed out, or he'll have to go to a hospital. He'll have to come to us. And, you know, either way, win-win for us. He'll either die or we'll capture him. Now, personally, I don't think that he was bleeding that much. Yes, he might have been shot, but the amount of blood that he was showing in the vehicle compared to how much was actually gushing out of his leg when he sat next to Michael was just total polar opposite, in my personal opinion. Now, interestingly, you know, we've actually seen Teabag with his hands sewn back on. The guy actually successfully done it. He said that he was going to get some feeling and blood flow rushing back into his fingers, which was mad. But Teabag couldn't take any chances that he wouldn't actually call anybody and tell them what they'd done. So he tied him up onto his desk, injected him with some substance. He's dyed his hair, now he's blonde. He's robbed his car, and now he's obviously on his way to go and get this money, which is interesting because that is where Tuna is going as well. We've seen him in last episode. He shaved his head. He's hitching a ride as well. Basically car sharing with somebody on the way. So I feel like everybody's just got to rejoin together in this one location because they all need a bit of money, don't they? So they can start their lives again. And we're not seeing anything about Haywire, which again is really interesting because somehow I would have thought he would have been the first one to be captured, but he's not, mate. He is still on the run as well. Now going to Pope and Bellic. Bellic was actually fired for his part in all of the role and taking a bribe from basically John Abruzzo to be on the PI team, and Pope was suspended for 2 weeks and put on probation. But he don't want to go down. He's the captain of the ship. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to throw everybody under the bus. So basically he quit and, you know, smashed up his little sculpture thing that Michael made with him in the office before we ended up with Bellic in his house looking like he was going to shoot himself with the traumatic, you know, experience that he's just obviously incurred with losing his job since he's been 18. But then his mum told him that it's a prize fund, 100 grand for everybody that's escaped and 300 for Lincoln. So that's giving him some motivation to get out there and try and find them, which I'm excited about. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into the third episode of the second season of Prison Break.
Put in all that work, break out of prison, only to end up dead at the bottom of a ditch.
When did this happen? Oh, 12 hours earlier. I was wondering, have I missed something? Am I on the wrong episode?
Maybe just laying low.
It's the hardest thing in the world for a con to do. That a man on the run will make a mistake sometime in the first 72 hours. Needing distance, he'll steal a car. Needing money, he'll rob a store. And he does. He will leave behind the crumbs that will take us right to him.
I need your help. I'm gonna need some rubbing alcohol, some towels, and painkillers, whatever you got. It's fine, let's just keep moving. We keep moving, that leg keeps bleeding. The leg keeps bleeding. We're not getting out of Illinois. I have a choice.
Listen, you know I'm thankful for the help with the green card, but I just don't want to get involved.
It wasn't part of our deal. I know. See if you can find him some clean clothes. I gotta go back and get our car. I don't need a car. I need that car.
Why?
Because in that car is everything we need to disappear.
They got the fake passports, but the police would have found it. Or maybe not. They wouldn't have actually possibly known what car it was that was theirs. I was going to say there, though, you know, they're talking about family and people making a mistake. It's got to be a mistake going there. Because as the government are aware, that's his wife, and they don't know that it was a sham. Do you know what I mean? So I'm surprised that nobody's actually sitting there watching it. Because in the previous comment, when he was at the billboards or whatever you call them in that office talking, they said they got eyes on all the families. You would think that they'd have eyes on her because they're technically married. It's been told. Is that because he didn't pay? Or someone has robbed it, broke into it?
Here we go, boss. One of the blues hauled in a bagger a couple hours ago.
Looks like we got our first mistake.
Hey, you got any of that Oriental jerky?
Teriyaki flavor. You got any in the back?
Let me check.
Oh, no way is he working there. Does he know that?
How goes it, Roy?
I knew that had happened.
You know what's crazy? Us taking it out on each other for how things turned out. You want someone to blame. How about those convicts staring up at us from the papers every day?
Those asshats are worth more dead than you and I are alive.
I mean, somebody's gonna get that money. Might as well be me.
Roll smoother with an extra pair of hands.
You really think I want to split that reward with you?
I'm just saying, you run in those brothers, two of them, one of you, might find yourself wishing for a good wingman.
I think you may have towed my car.
What did it look like?
What did it look like? The car you stole the backpack from.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
Maybe
he
it was
stole it?
Gray.
It's a gray Accord.
Do you remember where the car was parked?
Where'd you park it?
Corner of Hancock and 15th.
I don't know. Maybe around 15 somewhere.
$60 for the tow, 24 for the overnight.
24 for the overnight. It's just literally sat there in a junkyard.
Hello.
Petey, it's Sucre.
Listen, man, you have got to forget about that girl.
If I could forget about her, pendejo, I'll still be at Fox River sitting in the on your all bump.
True, innit?
She's getting married to Hector on Saturday.
You gotta get her to your place tonight.
But hang on,
I got
man.
one last shot to make her change her mind, dude.
Oh, I don't think that she will change her mind. Like, not while he's on the run anyway. That'll be interesting. He did ask her to wait for him though, didn't he? He was saying when he was in the prison there, like, wait for me, but then obviously she's going to get married. Now, interesting, I'd like to see, how long was that time? Was she have her like a baby showing or not? And again, I would think that all eyes would be on her. Again, it's just like kind of Michael with his wife. I'm surprised that nobody's there, and I'm surprised that people are not following her. If she knows that there'd be records that she consistently visits him in prison, and you know what I mean, he'd be one of the first point of contacts that she would go to. So like you were saying, in the first 72 hours of the escape, people make these mistakes, and this would be an easy one to just track her and go to a potential wedding as well. He said that on Saturday, did he say? Like, you'd think you'd have eyes on it. So, you know, so far, everybody's kind of doing their own thing, and nobody's really been caught, but I'm interested to see what we do.
About the broken window.
Yeah, we got a disclaimer posted right there on the wall. Says we're not responsible.
I don't care about the broken window. I had a backpack inside.
Not when we got it.
Would one of you mind calling me a cab, please? I don't think so.
Sorry. You have the right to remain silent.
Please place your hands behind your back.
Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law.
Oh, look at him there.
Of course, I'll keep an eye on her.
Brewster's towing.
This is Agent Mahone with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Individual may be coming there to inquire about a vehicle, a gray Accord. Anyone come by looking for a vehicle that matches that description?
Yes, sir.
When?
Right now.
Yeah, I mean, you would kind of word it like, yeah, now, yeah, you can come in now, I'm okay. You know what I mean?
Schofield's there. Chuck, stall him.
Yeah, that vehicle might not be here when you get here.
Just say he's gone.
Oh, he got the keys.
I mean, I don't know why you'd be mad, to be fair. You've actually gained a bit of info.
Look, I wish I could lay this all out for you right here, right now.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't turn you in right now.
You know what? I'll give you three. Me, you, and that beautiful little girl of ours. That's all I need is the opportunity for you to hear me out. All right? Has anybody tried to contact you about me?
No.
All stood behind her. They're all listening. There's probably people sat in a room with her.
Do you remember that beautiful spot where we took that picture? The one by the window? I am going to be waiting in that spot 1 week from now. Just want to know, are you going to be there?
I don't know.
Do you know, she should have told him that he was listening, to be honest. And you know, it's tough because, right, in my personal opinion, based on the information that we know, Cino, Michael, Lincoln, Tweener, they're not criminals. I don't think any of them have done anything. Like, Michael shot a gun right in the bank, but like, You know what I mean? That doesn't make him a criminal. He done a against the law thing that put him inside, but he's not a criminal. Do you know what I mean? He didn't really do anything crazy. He did break the law, so you can kind of call him. But Lincoln, him and the other one, not really. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what he was transporting to, you know, either in the vehicle. He got like dishonorably discharged, and I thought that was unfair. And I actually don't even know what he was transporting. I mean, obviously it was something bad, but was it ever revealed to us?
Relationship is fragile. We keep tapping on the cracks and she's gonna break.
Stand by.
Stay on Schofield. I want the license plate number of that Accord. I want you to get it out on a wire.
Apparently, I wasn't the only one looking for this car.
Great. Let's get out of here.
So, I'll see you. We're heading west toward the money, toward LJ. Trust me.
Of course.
Mate, they all trust you, but what is it for?
If anybody finds out about this, I
Won't. I already told the feds I don't know anything, okay?
Those suits with pedicures and penny loafers, why would you? And you're telling me that in all your little powwows in the yard, they never once mentioned what they were gonna do once they went over that wall. But I still got influence of people who do, people who will do whatever I ask them to. Kirby, man, like yourself, let's just say there's some filthy individuals who might enjoy it, silly.
You just lied to him again, wouldn't you? Like, let's be honest, you'd never know if you tell him the truth.
Thanks. Mistake number 3. Someone reported seeing a man matching Fernando Sucre's description stealing a car.
I paid your bail.
You took your time.
Keep this up. This may be the only place I'll be able to see you. Somebody is going to go down because of what happened at Fox River. It would be in both of our best interests if that someone was not you. You need to tell the DOC everything you know about how that prison was being run, and that warden Pope, how he was granting favors to Schofield because Schofield helped him with his personal projects. Do what you're told.
I hope she doesn't.
Otherwise, there will be consequences. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I will be appointed the new Vice President of the United States. There will be a ceremony. You will be invited. You will not attend.
Man, it's quiet out here. Inside, there was always noise.
There's something about this guy. The one in the elevator. It's like he knows where we're going, what we're thinking. You ready for this?
Make the call.
It's me. I've got Link. We're on our way there.
This from surveillance. You
Oh, they beat me to it.
Schofield prepaid for when you went off to prison? Yeah. Someone just left a message on it. This prefix, that's a cell phone number as long as it's turned on. We can track exactly where he is.
Oh, they beat me to it, man. I was literally going to say, look, you know, Michael, he's done the observation. He's like, look, mate, this dude, yeah, he seems really clever. And he seems to know where we're going to be potentially or what we're thinking. And Michael, I was going to say, if that is the case and Michael's thinking that this guy is actually one step ahead of them, you need to kind of try yourself to get one step ahead of him. And how would you do that? Well, the way you would do it is you would set up something to make it look like he was going to be somewhere, like C-Note did with his girlfriend, but you don't turn up and you sit far away and you observe it. Do you know what I mean? So, like, if Michael took the observation that this guy knows where they're going and what they're doing, and obviously he's able to decipher the locations and stuff like that from his tattoo, then he needs to check and do a setup. And I was going to say, maybe they go to a location and they wait it out and see if these guys turn up, so then Michael can judge the kind of state or the information that they know. But the way it looks like it's happening, which I think that, like I said, they beat me to it, would be Michael set a trap that they're not going to go to. I feel like he's rang that number knowing that they would have had it because it would have been in the bag that he believes that was taken by them, and knowing that it would be tracked down, and they're probably going to wait and leave it somewhere or see something and see if they turn up. That's what I'm thinking anyway. It's going to be a pre-planned thing where they're in the distance watching it to see if they are following what they're actually doing. Oh, what's he going to do? I'd knock him off me. I'd slow down so he pulls up beside me and I'd knock him down.
Is there a problem, officer? You know why I pulled you over today, sir? Speeding? Let me see your license and registration, please. This is your car, Mrs. Miller?
Mrs. Miller's my wife.
I guess you just got to sit and wait. He's gonna panic though when he sees him go on the radio. Maybe he's thinking he's gonna call him for some backup or something.
Did he sing?
Like a fat, sweaty bird.
Hey, sweet pea. Daddy! So how you feeling, huh? You keeping your appetite up?
Sorta. But the kids at school have been saying stuff.
Okay, what have they been saying?
They're saying you're on TV because you're a bad man.
We are gonna be together real soon. But Daddy needs you to do him a favor. I need you to get a message to Mommy, okay? I need you to tell her if she understood what I told her, that she needs to turn on the porch light at 7 o'clock.
So he did tell her that story to meet him in that place, but I wonder if like he was saying different things to confuse everybody.
There's a patrolman who thinks he has Fernando Sucre pulled over outside of Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
Dead men can't tell us where their friends are. Hey, you got it.
Would you let him go and then follow him? I mean,
Miller?
do they think that he can't see
I
him?
have to ask you to place your arms outside the vehicle.
They're honing in on him. So it's going to be the East car then that flipped off the bridge.
Now.
Why would he have this planned?
Maybe to get your message.
You know what I mean? Why would he have this actually planned? Is he trying to fake their own death or something? Yeah, they're making it look like they've died. They're going to set it on fire and splash blood all over the place. Confuse it.
Once I hit scan, we'll have about 30 seconds before it reaches 103.7.
I don't know why he's got this plan already. Anticipated. No way. They've got to go and manually do it. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, it's all done this for Lincoln. At least he can kind of put his life on the line. He was going to die anyway. Got 1 mile left to get there. I mean, it's quite clever from Michael, really, because obviously that's gone over. They're going to think that they're potentially in the car. They're going to have to obviously wait for it to stop burning, get somebody out there to check if there's any bones, you know what I mean? They've got blood splattered everywhere. They're going to need a forensic out there. They're probably not going to think, oh, you know, they've got a false decoy car here, blood all over and ran off. Like, I know that is a possibility, and, well, technically, it's definitely what's happened. And this guy's obviously kind of been one step ahead in terms of figuring out Michael's plan, but he didn't really figure this one out, that it was playing into Michael's hands. And, you know, I'm interested to see why Michael had this up his sleeve, if I'm being honest. Maybe it was a contingency, but then the contingency is in a specific location as well. It's a specific car with the stuff inside it, with this location, you know, on this mile, driving down the barrier. He already kind of unscrewed it, so I don't really know if that was part of the plan all of the times, or not to make it look like they was dead. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that was what they wanted to do in general. You know what I mean? Like, escape, blow it up, make it look like they was there, try and get people off their scent, like he was just saying, and then hopefully they can sail away. But, like I said, at the start of the episode, he was at the car, he said he made a mistake, and then we went 12 hours back or something, and then we're getting back to it now. So, they've not obviously gone after them. They've found the car, and they're searching it.
Hey, look, man.
No, Petey. You look. I've seen a man's hand get chopped off. I've been shot at, dug up a grave, stolen a car, jumped on a freaking train. It's gonna be worse than you.
Hey, Fernando, slow down, man. I was trying to tell you, but you hung up the phone, man. The wedding is in Vegas.
Taking your car.
No. Come on, man. Hey, Fernando. Bro, if you so much as scratch it.
I'm scratch it. I promise.
Get some shades on.
Over the years, I've worked with more than a few people who had a history of addiction. I would tell them that I could understand what they were going through because I used to be just like them. I used to be an addict too. Hi, my name is Sarah and I'm an addict.
Mate, it's just hard to just speak up like that though. It actually is. Killerman's there as well. Look at him. I knew he would be.
Lance and I'm an addict.
He's pretty good at him, you know.
There's a lot of what Sarah just said resonates with me.
So which one of them was it?
Oh, who is that guy?
Shales. Might be Schofield.
Probably gonna find his brother in there too. Oscar Shales is this guy Mahone tracked for a while. Nasty little bottom feeder, you know the type.
They'll turn their attention to the other guys, which means we'll be off their radar for a while.
Provided the transport comes through.
All right.
I am going to be waiting there in that that spot.
Mate, you gotta give it a few minutes. You can't be bang on 7. He's turned up again. She's heavily involved, mate.
Looks like I owe you another one. Thanks again, Mika.
Bellic.
Good Lord, take us right to him.
Mate, if I was Bellic, you would just stay behind and wait until you've got like a free bit of space and then pump that shotgun into them. Legs or arms, you know what I mean? One hit of that and they're down, they're not getting away. And the fact is, you know, the government are probably not asked if they're coming in heavily wounded. You know what I mean? Like, you're still going to get your reward as long as you're not dead. I mean, potentially you probably get a reward if they was dead as well, but like, at a lower rate, you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to say, oh, you've just killed somebody. Like, even if Michael didn't have a gun and he pumped him and killed him, I reckon that the government would probably be like, look, mate, you know, you've stopped a criminal here, do you know what I mean? You've saved the public from potentially a lot of harm and pain. So yeah, technically you did kill him, but we kind of understand it and we'll kind of let you off. And obviously the guy did come through, he told him the perfect information. I mean, again though, how much information would Michael disclose to that guy who I don't even know his name, but Sucre's cousin in there has just told him. When we was watching it, Michael wouldn't even tell Sucre the time of the location, you know what I mean, like, of the escape. So how Michael would tell this guy exactly where he's going and that bridge and all of that, I just don't believe it. It's a story of the show, which I'm obviously going to take, that he did do that, but do you know what I mean? It's highly unlikely. Now, Nika has come in clutch, you know what I mean? She's helped Michael on loads of occasions here, and her ass could easily be on the line, you know. If you look at the doctor there, she's pretty much getting done for aiding in the bedding, do you know what I mean? She was arrested in the hospital, and all she done was leave a door open. Now, what about the person on the outside who's patching up a wounded, well, patching up potentially the person that killed now President's brother? We know that's obviously a lie, but she's aided that, she's patched them up, she's provided vehicle, transport, helping them escape, do you know what I mean? Like, she can go down as well. Hopefully she doesn't, because she does seem pretty decent, and she's helped Michael along the way. And I still can't believe the three episodes in and not seen Haywire once, yet he's still escaping. We've not seen him, you know? We've actually not seen a Brucey as well. We did get Sucre in today's episode, was decent. And obviously last episode we was in with Teabag, who's heading in the same direction as Trina, heading in the same direction as Michael. And we know that Sucre is actually going to Vegas now, which is interesting because he wanted to go and see Myra Cruz today. Turns out, obviously, she's marrying Hector. He went there. Like he said, mate, I've been trying to get on a plane. I've been shot at. I've seen a guy get his hand cut off. Do you know what I mean? I've jumped on a train. I just want to see my girlfriend. And she's not even there. You know what I mean? And now he's got to go and try and stop a marriage, which will probably be done before he even gets there. Now, again, interesting, he was nearly caught. Michael and Lincoln have obviously faked their own deaths, but this guy, I don't know who that man was on the floor, but it's nothing to do with this case. But when he threw the files, when he was mad, and obviously the person come down on the floor, it was kind of mentioned a minute ago there that he was a person that this detective has been hunting down, and he's not actually caught him yet, so it's driving him a bit crazy. Like the reference, you can't get every one of them, do you know what I mean? But this guy looks like an obsessive. And when he don't get his own way, or when it's not going to plan, it seems like he's losing it a little bit and he's taking his medication. And that may be something that Michael takes advantage of in the future if he learns that. Okay, that's going to wrap up the 3rd episode of the 2nd season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. We're absolutely flying, really enjoying it. I think it's been a good start. I'm interested to see, obviously, what we do and where we go with the characters, to be honest. We can't have every single one of them, can we, consistently running throughout the whole season? To me, well, I mean, it would make sense, but how realistic would it be for 8 people to break out and all 8 make it towards the end of season 2 and still all of them are on the run? You know what I mean? Like, somebody down the line has got to get caught at least once. And, you know, as we was doing the escape last season, I kind of worked my way down the line. I was trying to figure out who wasn't going to make it, and I thought Charles was definitely not going to. Even before he actually got stabbed, I just didn't think that he had the capabilities of obviously making it over the line and the wall, and especially the guy that's grasped Michael and Cole today as well, who's obviously been questioned by Bellic, Sucre's cousin. I didn't think that he would make it as well, let's be honest. There was my 2 at the time, and I'm glad that everybody didn't make it across, because it's not realistic, is it? The fact that everybody's kind of escaped is fine, but they can't all consistently make it out of there. Now, I'm stuck between, to be honest, who I want to actually get caught and taken back. You know, obviously Michael and Lincoln, they can't. I mean, maybe you can. Maybe you can capture one of them. Like, maybe you could capture Michael and then Lincoln becomes a strategist and he's trying to break Michael out. Or maybe, obviously, you do it the other way. Lincoln gets taken and Michael tries to get him out again. Or you keep it how the roles currently are. Both of them are out and they try and get LJ. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would work. The dynamic between those is kind of set. But with everybody else, you know, Teabag, I'm interested with him. You know, maybe he could get caught. Like, it would make sense. He seems like a person that would be, but then how would you utilize him in the storylines in the show? The only way I could see stuff happening is like if a few of them get caught and they get put back in Fox River, or if they actually make it into a new location, like into Mexico, and then they go in and capture them and put them in prison there, and they're in another escape, you know what I mean, together, jointed. You know, we don't have to just focus in on one storyline. Like, all season it was focusing on Michael getting Lincoln out, wasn't it? Let's be honest. And but everybody was kind of like a factor in it. Maybe you could do it where like Sucre, Teabag and John Abruzzo, they get caught, they get stuck in this Mexican jail, and obviously Michael and Cole and whatever's, they're trying to break out LJ, you know what I mean? So you've got people still in the show, but they're doing different things. You know what I'm saying? And you can focus on two different storylines. It doesn't have to be the same one. It could be two prison breaks in that way, if you think about it. You know, if Michael and Lincoln successfully sail off over here and they try to break out LJ, that's sticking to the name of the show, Prison Break, because they're trying to get LJ out of whatever location that he's wrongly being placed into. But then if you take Sucre, obviously John Abruzzo, and say Teabag and Cino over in this location, say into a Mexican prison or whatnot, they're trying to break out there with new characters that you'd introduce. Again, is that not sticking to the storyline of Prison Break? They're trying to escape as well. So, like, you can have two concurrent storylines running. You know, you see it with House of the Dragon, you see it with Game of Thrones. You know, how many characters do you have rocking in those shows, and how many families and how many storylines? And you could have one episode where you're totally focusing on the Baratheons, and then the next episode you don't even see them. You don't even see them for 3 episodes because you're focusing on the Lannisters. You know what I'm saying? And you're not bothered because the storylines are that good that you're happy with whoever's on the screen. And that's why I think that this show could actually do. I think it'd be a great idea to kind of go in 2 separate paths, try and get LJ, try and obviously claim Lincoln's innocence again, you know what I mean, whilst focusing on these people trying to escape or being caught and trying to escape again. So I'm interested with that. You can see Bellic and obviously Gira, they're still trying to track him down. They want a bit of the prize fund, you know what I mean? I just follow Michael slowly from the distance, and then obviously when he drops off to get Nika, I would just turn up and bang, you know what I mean? I would shoot him, no questions. I wouldn't even hesitate. It wouldn't be a freeze and then, you know, come with me or whatever. It'd just be bang, you're on the floor, yes, tied up, I've got you, you know what I mean? Give me the 100k. That's what I would do anyway. So I'm excited to see what we do and what we offer. This new guy, obviously the FBI agent that's come in, he's really good actually. Seems like he's got a bit of a temper, a bit of OCD, proper intense. Obviously he's got a bit of control, like he's controlling, you know what I mean? Like, he seems like, you know, he's not got this guy last time, so maybe that's why he's hardcore focusing in on Lincoln this time, and maybe they could correlate and tie them both into together, do you know what I mean? Like, who knows? That'd be interesting. But I'm excited to see what happens, you know what I mean? Like, the you know, Sarah's dad's come in, he said that he's going to be sworn in as a president, you know, the VP next week. She's invited but don't go. He needs her to kind of throw Pope and everybody else under the bus. She needs to go to the rehab. We've seen her today in rehab, but Killerman's there. I'm interested to see what's going on with that, because she's there at the request of her dad. Obviously he's the vice president, but he's there at the request of the president, but the president is making her dad the vice president, so then it wouldn't make sense to take her out, would it? So I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe they're getting a relationship, maybe he just works his way into it, or maybe he tries to get Schofield from that, you know, maybe he goes into her, starts trying it on, start getting closer together, he finds out where Michael is, you know, he wants to get Lincoln again, he wants to obviously get him executed so that that information can't come out, and find a brother and put them down, do you know what I mean? That's their plan. Now I'm thinking of it, that's what I think they're doing. So again, I'm excited to see what we do with everybody else. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you do, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers guys.